All right, everyone, here we are, ready to meet the Flock Mistress.
Hi.
What is going on, everyone? Flock Mistress, how are you doing today? It's wonderful to see you. And how is everyone in chat doing? You got some questions? You got some shit you got to ask? You got to ax? As some, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question. You will not ask me anything. It's wonderful to see everyone today. And Flock Mistress, wonderful to see you. How are you today? How are you doing?
I'm well. Today was a rabbit hole of working on things for the stream.
Yeah, definitely.
Because of it.
Well, apparently flocking flockers are here.
Nice. Panda, hi.
All right. Do you just want to go ahead and sort of dive right into the questions?
I mean, we absolutely can. I have no that.
Perfect. Okay, so the first couple of questions are about your gaming background, and I would like everyone to know in chat that Flock Mistress, unlike our other other interviewees, has decided to come in completely blind to all of the questions, which I admire greatly. So the first couple of questions, this section about gaming background is only 5 questions long, and they're just sort of like easy, super easy questions. So first, very easy question is gonna be, what's your favorite game of all time? What's your favorite one?
Hands down, that's easy. Parasite Eve 2. That is
Parasite Eve 2.
Like, my favorite. It's like an action RPG. It was made by Squaresoft back before they were actually, yeah, they were Squaresoft. It was before they became Square Enix, and just the leveling dynamic in it and the story. And then like the cutscenes at the time, like there was the very risque shower scene with the agent, and that was like, it's my favorite game. My absolute
awesome!
favorite game.
What console was that for? Was that on the PlayStation?
PS1. Yep,
PS1. Okay, cool. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. I don't think I've ever had someone answer that question so quickly before.
Oh, that's
well, that's awesome. Well, very cool. So what was the name again?
Parasite Eve 2. There's a
Parasite
first one,
Eve 2.
Yeah, it's the first one is really good, but I really liked the way the storyline finished in the second one. And it's really, in my opinion, when you have a first game, usually everybody's like, oh, that one's so much better than the second one, because you get that like sophomore slump with second installments in games, and this delivered past that.
Oh, perfect. Well, cool. Well, that's awesome. Excellent. So Parasite Eve 2 is the name of the game. You guys should check it out if you still have a PS1, or, you know, emulate it. I don't care what you do. And all right, so the next question, what is your least favorite game?
Oh my God. There was this game that came out on the 360. I think it was a port. It was called Alone in the Dark. And that game, first off, the storyline was absolute garbage. And it's supposed to be like a horror survival, like investigative detective type deal. And literally every other button opened the menu. So you hit the B button, you would open the menu. Now here's the thing, I don't mind. Okay, that's really cool. You have lots of buttons to open the menu. You will never forget which button opens the menu. But when you're being attacked and you're panicking, it opens the menu in live time. So the menu is him opening his jacket and peering inside and seeing what items he might have as you're getting the shit beat out of you by whatever's coming at you. So the B button would open the menu, the select button would open the menu, the down on the D-pad would open the menu. And it was just like the controls themselves were just absolutely garbage. And the storyline made no sense. And the graphics are like least of my worries, but they weren't even like, if it could have at least have been aesthetically pleasing, I think I might have let it slide a little bit more.
Right.
But it wasn't. If you want to play a bad game, I highly suggest checking that out.
Well, okay, well, perfect. Next time I get the itching to play something really terrible, I'll be sure to check that one out. Awesome. Okay. And what was the name of that one more time?
Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark. See, I feel like I've heard of that one.
Like, it was pretty popular. I think it might have been a PC port onto the 360, which is why it was so janky.
Yeah.
But it was bad.
Oh, well, okay. That's that. Moving on to the next question. Your favorite genre of games, and you can get as detailed or as broad as you would like to sort of answer this question. I have no issue.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Everybody that comes into my channel, I've been streaming for a while now, kind of knows that I'm established as a horror buff. Like horror games or psychological survivor horrors, things like
Nice.
that are my go-to. I enjoy the stress, quote unquote, that I put myself under, the spoops, because I scare very easily.
Same.
I find that they get my blood pumping, and I like those better. Like I don't have near as much fun playing like a first person shooter, mostly because my aim is potato. But those psychological horrors, they get me.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I've played a few of those. I used to not play any of them because they scared me so bad. But yeah, I can see the draw of being spooked and having everyone sort of like laughs at you along with you about like,
Right.
Oh, that was hilarious, well, perfect. So psychological horror, spooky kind of games. Like along the lines of like Amnesia and things like that.
Yep. I think one of the first games I ever streamed on Twitch was Outlast. And
cool.
That game I had never played before. It was a blind playthrough. At one point, I think I went hoarse from screaming so much
God.
because of how like just the chases and stuff like that. Like the way that I don't know, I enjoy doing shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's even a disclaimer when I play games like that pops up on a timer. It's like, be conscious of your earbud or headphone level, volume level, because I scream and your ears will bleed.
Oh, so, nice. I'd put a little disclaimer out there for everyone.
I did. I legitimately.
Wow, nice. Well, very cool. All right, so horror games. I think that's the first time someone's been like, yeah, horror games are my shit. Like I love it. Well, awesome. All right, and moving on to the next question. What is your most memorable moment in gaming? Now, this can be as a kid, this can be on your channel, this can be, just the moment in gaming for you that stands out the most.
That's a difficult one because there are like so many moments that I'm just like, well, which one comes out on top? Gosh. I guess I could like upset the Final Fantasy VII blowhards and say when Aerith died. I laughed so hard. I could not stand her character. Like I can't stand any of the female characters in that game, and I wanted to punch them all in the throat. And when she finally died, I was like, yes, I don't have to listen to her anymore. So that kind of stands out because I played that. Obviously, I wasn't streaming at the time. It was a long time ago when that game first released. What was it, in 97? So I was in like the 8th or 9th grade. Yeah. Yeah, I was like the 8th or 9th grade in that year. And I was just like, I was so happy. Other gaming moments that might kind of compete. Back in the early day, I used to just like play Excite Bike. This was like when I was super young. And I remember like challenging my brother to like do these like endurance things where there was like nothing on the track, and we just had to do literally like 50 laps, and it took like 45 minutes.
Oh, God.
Where there was just nothing. I don't know why I loved it so much, but that's what we would do. So.
Oh yeah, well, awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. But it doesn't sound like a lot of fun at the same time, I guess.
There was just a lot of shit talking.
Oh, I'm like, sure.
Because you would try to like take him out, skirt in front of him, make him roll out or whatever.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It was more of like a battle royale on an empty track, I guess. I don't know.
Nice. Very cool. Well, our next question sort of ties in to your answer to favorite genre. What's your scariest moment in gaming? What moment do you remember that you were scared the most?
There was this one time. Does it have to be like where I'm playing a video game? Because there was this one time where I did the cinnamon challenge on stream and I thought I was going to die.
Oh God. Oh God,
So
I did that.
that was pretty scary.
Yeah, I have experienced that horror as well. Yeah, that's that's a pretty scary one. Yeah, I'll accept it. I'll allow it. Yeah. So doing the cinnamon, that's what, a full tablespoon of cinnamon,
Yeah.
correct? Oh,
Yeah.
but the real question is now, did you complete the challenge?
Yes, I did.
Really? You got it all down?
Yeah,
You didn't
I did.
die?
I almost died, but I got it.
Oh my God, I think I like Ralphed. I don't even remember.
I didn't vomit. I got close, but I did it.
Oh man, well that completes the gaming background section. Now is the time, one of 3 times, chat, hello, this is one of 3 times where we will ask for you guys put your questions for Flock Mistress in chat now, and we will answer them. Just keep spitting them out. Any questions at all, as long as they're appropriate. How many tattoos do you have?
Well, my left arm is so I guess that counts as one. And then
I guess
my
there's a lot.
right arm is half sleeved. I still need to get it completed. So would that be 2? And then I have one on the back of my neck that I got when I was 18, and I really regret it, and I need to get it covered. So 3.
Oh wow, 3. Okay, I see. I would count, like, how many sessions did your full sleeve take? On your left
my full
arm.
sleeve probably took close to 200 hours.
2.
I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it comes up and it wraps up a lot, like on the back of my shoulder blade and stuff like that too. So
Right.
and I want so bad to get like tattoos. Ugh, so bad, but I'm scared that it'll like set like a bad precedent in my profession.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Well, yeah, if that took 200 hours, I would count that as like, I don't know. I would count your full left arm as like 20 tattoos, because I'm assuming like each one took maybe, you know, I don't know, an hour. I don't know. Good grief.
There were days where I would sit in a tat chair for like 8 hours.
Yeah. And okay, how many tats? We got that from Roar. The albino panda. Do you like Bobby's tombstone build? I don't get this joke or this question.
It's pertaining to Dead by Daylight.
Oh,
And
okay.
no, I hate it. I hate any time that Bobby plays against me as a killer because he's OP and he tunnels me because I'm his fiance. It's bullshit.
Nice. So no, Panda. She does not like it. Rooster Goblin asks, if you could live in any video game world, which one would it be? I really like this question. That's a really good one.
Any video game world, I would have to say probably the world from Lost Odyssey. I don't know if you guys ever played that. It was like a Xbox 360 exclusive Japanese RPG where you had immortals that were mixed in with mortals. They didn't realize they were immortal because they had forgotten their backstory and all this other jazz. But the scenery there, the way everything was run there, it was very beautiful. Women weren't, it was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Egalitarian.
Mm-hmm.
And that appeals to me.
Well, awesome. All right, Rooster, you got your answer. I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. Kisty asks, what is, regarding your tattoo? What is the one that you regret on your neck? Like what? I guess. And what are you gonna cover it with?
Okay. Yeah. So, you know how when you're 18 and you go do stupid things or whatever, I got my lip pierced, which I've kept, because it's whatever, I've kept it. And on the back of my neck, I got Japanese kanji that says goddess.
Okay.
And it's like, well, first off, that's kind of arrogant. As I got older, I was like, okay, I don't need to have that. And second, it's like, it's one of those things where I didn't go to the tattoo artist that had done all my other tattoos. Like all my tattoos have been done except for the one on my neck by the same guy.
Oh, nice.
And
good consistency.
I'm not very happy with the way it's held up over time. So what I would get it covered with, I'm not sure. That's something that I would have to like do more research on, but I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, so I'd probably do something Sailor Moon related, to be honest.
Oh, nice. Very cool. I know a lot more about Sailor Moon than you might have guessed, because Jesse loves Sailor Moon.
Nice.
You're actually wearing a Sailor Moon t-shirt
Yeah, I
at
got
the moment.
Luna.
Yeah. Okay, so Kirsty, that's Goddess, and you're not sure what you're going to cover it with yet. I guess that'll come in time. And how many tattoo sessions have you had over the course of your life? I'm assuming Mishka's asking.
Let's see. So I know that this piece up here, because it's an octopus holding a cupcake.
Adorable.
Yeah. Took probably close to 20 hours, probably closer actually to 30 hours alone between the shading and the lining and everything like that.
Oh, of course.
And then like everything else that I've had, oh my gosh, I don't even know. For each piece, I would say I've had to sit down at least 2-3 times. At least, and then going back for touch-ups.
Oh wow. So at least I'm thinking at least 25 to 30 sessions overall.
Yeah
Wow.
Easy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so many. That's so cool. But I mean, the tattoos look great, so it pays off, you know. Passive Shifts asks, from a scale of 1 to I will never run out of games, how big is your backlog?
My backlog is pretty big, but my problem is that my interests are kind of fleeting. So like something will look good to me at the time, be like, oh, this looks really good, and I'll get it. And then because I'll be on something else, I'll forget about it, and I'll go back to it and be like, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if this really interests me. So it's like it's constantly shifting. Like I need to be better about like my wish list so that it's not so stagnant, and go through and weed it out more often, because then like friends or family or like I call them suburbers, members of the flock, will purchase them for me, and I'm like, shit, why the fuck did you buy me that? Oh, it was on my wish list. Oh god damn it, you know. So I need to be better about that. But I do, like right now I have like close to 150 games in Steam that I haven't even touched. So
yeah, I feel that. So yeah, Passive, rather large backlog. So on the scale of 1 to I will never run out of games, there's probably a step further than that it needs to be on. All right, Smears asks, when are you actually going to drink water?
I'm going to stab him.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, I drank a small bit of water earlier today when I had my coffee.
Oh, good. That's good. Nice. Drink water. Hydration station. Okay, Passive Shifts has another question, and actually right now, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end that so we don't spend too much time on the first section of questions from chat. So as of right now, Panda has the last one in chat. Passive Shift asks, if you could replay one game as if it was your first time playing it again, which game would you pick?
Oh wow, that's a pretty deep question.
Deep.
Probably the Mass Effect.
Oh, nice. Excellent choice.
That game, I became so emotionally invested into that game, like story time. When you get into Mass Effect 2, like I really fell in love with
arguably the
Thane.
best one of the series.
Yeah, I really fell in love with Thane Krios. Like he is if that man existed, I would force marry him. There'd be a shotgun wedding.
Oh my.
And we would have little lizard babies, and there'd be nothing he could do about it. I was so upset in Mass Effect 3, you know, that he actually died, that we weren't able to help him with his, you know, Keprel syndrome.
Absolutely.
And that I cried. Like I legitimately sobbed, and I was so depressed for at least a week. And I was so mad because I had romanced him in Mass Effect 2, and then you know he dies in Mass Effect 3, and you're not allowed to romance anybody else. So I went back to Mass Effect 1. Like I'd gotten 20 hours into Mass Effect 3, and I was like, no, fuck this. This is not how this ends. So I went back to Mass Effect 1 and like romanced nobody, you know. But I like, kept like trying to flirt with Garrus, because Garrus is my plan B. So
right. Always good to have a plan B.
I gotta have a plan B. So then Mass Effect 2, I've, you know, romanced Garrus, and then I get into Mass Effect 3 and you have Garrus at the end. So like it's just like I've never done that with a game before. Like where I was like, no, this is not gonna happen this way. I can't let this happen. We're gonna rewrite this whole experience.
Right. Just completely erase it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's a really good answer to a really good question. Joker Girl asks, how much do you have to drink to endure a long tattoo session?
Oh, you mean like alcohol? I don't get drink at all, or I don't get drunk, or I don't drink like that at all. I would have to take a break in the very beginning. So I have a fear of needles.
Oh,
And
wow.
I would get myself so worked up, like the anxiety and everything like that, that my adrenaline gets going. And I know that it's not going to hurt as bad as I anticipate. I know that it's like, it's going to start and it's going to be fine. So, but I still cannot stop that biological reaction. Because I don't, it's just like an anxiety. So
Oh, yeah.
after about 20 minutes of the tattoo artists, working on me, my adrenaline crashes and I'm like, you'll need to stop because I'm going to vomit. And it happens every time. So every time I go to get tattooed, I will vomit roughly 20 minutes into the session. But after that, I'm good. I could go all day. Yeah.
Interesting. That's, I've, that's, yeah, I don't think I have ever heard of anyone that's like, I have a fear of needles and a full sleeve and a half sleeve. But that's really awesome that you're just like, all right, it's going to happen. Just prepare yourself, and after that, we're good to go.
I always pull over the bucket. My tattoo artist Randy's like, "Oh, you prepping?" I was like, "Yeah, get ready, it's gonna happen." He's like, "All right, you just let me know so I can pull back." I was like, "I'll make sure not to get it on your shoes, friend." Like.
Well, okay, well that's cool. Where did we stop? Oh yeah, and actually, I don't think that you are supposed to drink alcohol before getting a tattoo because it thins your blood so much.
Exactly,
and then you bleed a lot more.
And yeah, then your tattoo artist will be like, "I can't tattoo. You're bleeding too much. I can't see what I'm doing.
I can't tattoo a waterbed." So,
yeah.
Well, okay. Savage Dragon asks, what tattoo of a game character would you get if you don't have one yet? Thane?
I have thought about this, and I want to get sleeve. So like I want to get a Pikachu, and I want to get Kirby, and I want to get like one of the Toadstools from Mario, like all these game characters from my childhood and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I would love to get a piece like that done. My tattoo artist moved to Texas, so I have to find somebody else. I've been doing research to finish not only my sleeve on my right arm, but to start other work too.
Oh, of course. Well, all right. So Pikachu, like all of like kind of like retro. Well, actually, I have a question. What style would you want them in most? Like, would you like them in their like sort of modern form that they're in now in recent video games, or would you like them more retro, like kind of 8-bit style?
I would want actually more of like a really kawaii like comic.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is what I would look for.
I mean, those characters fit that so well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be much of a leap, Well, all right. And the final question from chat for right now, before we get into the next section, is from the Albino Panda. Are all of your tattoos with meaning and or for art?
Some of them do have meaning. Some of them are art. So like on my sleeve, I have like a pirate ship in a bottle and the glass is shattering and the sun is shining through. I went through a really like difficult transitional period in my life and got out of a bad relationship and things like that because like this individual kept wanting to put me into like a box. So it's like this ship, even though it's battered and broken and whatnot, it still manages to escape, and there's still like the silver lining of the sun on the other side once you've escaped. So that carries the most meaning. But then I have silly things like I have a zombie Hello Kitty.
Oh, nice.
So like, which I love Hello Kitty and I love zombies, and I was like, why don't we combine them? But and then I have other things like there's a Victorian key and the pocket watch, and those things, they have not as much meaning, but they do have some meaning.
Well, right. Okay, cool. Well, chat, thank you all for your questions. There were some really good ones in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, perfect. We're gonna move right along. By the way, chat, Flock Mistress will be live directly after this interview. So we're gonna send you
Dead by Daylight.
Ooh, Dead by Daylight, nice. So,
and I figured since I already unfucked my face that I could probably use Cam for tonight's cast. And
what a treat for everyone.
It's very rare.
Well, perfect. All right. So moving on. This one is about your Twitch background. which I know you've been on Twitch for quite a while.
About 3 years.
About 3 years, so you probably have some pretty good stories. However, there are only 3 questions in this section. This is and the Twitch background is not necessarily about your streaming. It's about your like your usage of it, I suppose. And whoops, I clicked. Okay. So who was the first streamer you ever watched?
Oh gosh. That I ever watched was probably my friend X. He's actually a mod in my channel, and he's the one who got me streaming. So I watched his stuff to see exactly what this was about, because before 3 years ago, I had no idea what Twitch was,
Right.
and never frequented the site. So I would say that, yeah, he would be probably the first person that I kind of checked out to see what Twitch was.
Oh, that's cool. But what kind of what I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like what? Never mind. We're gonna move on to the next question.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's like, he plays a lot of like variety games, a lot of Minecraft, and he's a beatboxer.
What? Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope. I've always wanted to do that. Jesse's informing me that she really likes your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
She said thank you. All right. Moving right along. Which streamers influence you the most? And now this could be like, obviously your friend was probably one of those in the beginning. This could be towards the middle or the end. I know you took a big break at some point, and we'll get into all that later. But which streamers influence you the most?
That's hard to say. Like, I network and stuff, obviously, with like
Of
the
course.
Guild Heroes. And I'll lurk in your guys' channels, and I'll pick out things that I think are really cool, you know, and depending on what it is, I don't like to necessarily say I incorporate them into my channel, because like my channel is just kind of, it is what it is. It's its own entity. The flock is its own living, breathing thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and that's evident as soon as you come into your channel, with how you interact with your chat and the games that you play and stuff like that. Yeah, that's very evident that you sort of have just your own thing just going.
Yeah. But like, if I were to like look at a channel aesthetically, I would say that I've looked at Jari, and I like the way that her stuff looks. I would never, like, I can't do some of the stuff that she does because I don't like being on cam. Like even today, me being on cam like this is kind of nerve-wracking and anxiety inducing. But
Well,
I used
we
to
do
use cam all the
appreciate
time.
I mean, I could have just put like your profile picture up there.
No, it's okay. I don't do it often anymore, mostly because I'm lazy.
Okay.
And I like to sit in a bathrobe without having to unfuck my face, worry about RBF while on cam, you know, or what if I have a nose itch and it looks like I'm picking my nose, or
Right.
what if like my boob itches and I have to scratch my boob. Like that's like stuff that you have to be careful about on stream. So if I don't use cam, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. All right. So yeah, not too, you seem to take small pieces of things that
Yeah.
you see and draw inspiration from those, not necessarily just copy and paste.
Yeah, no, I've never
just...
tried to emulate another streamer. That's never been my thing, because like,
Absolutely.
you try to emulate another streamer and then somebody calls you out on it, and then there's that whole flood of shame. You know, it's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, I'd rather not deal with that. So I'd rather just mess with it and see how things grow on its own. And that's what our channel has done. Well, your channel and my channel they've done that on their own.
Absolutely. Perfect. All right, so moving on to the next one. What types of streams do you watch now?
Obviously I lurk in a lot of Guild Hero streams, because I try to promote and, you know, help you guys, because that one
absolutely.
viewer might help get that person to the 75 they need for partner.
Exactly.
So I do that. But when I'm watching and I'm active in chat and things like that, it's usually somebody that's playing like some sort of survival horror.
Right.
Darkest Dungeon has been a big one lately. And for a little bit, I was watching other people that would play Vampire, because we were really into that. And I didn't mind that game once you got into it.
Oh, cool. Wait, say that, the name of that one again.
The last one is Vampire.
Vampire, right. I watched you play a little bit of that. That is not a game that I would enjoy, but I did thoroughly enjoy watching you play the little bit I was able to catch. But yeah, it looks like a pretty decent game. A little fun, little, you know. Combat looked weird. I'm just gonna say that. Combat looked just
The
strange.
combat, yeah, was a little janky at first, but once you got like upgrades and different abilities and stuff like that, then it became more streamlined.
Oh, perfect. Well, awesome. Well, that does it for the Twitch background sort of thing. I need to add more questions there, but I'm terrible at thinking up questions. All these questions came from It's Dalba, another Guild Heroes streamer. I'm just the face and the voice. So yeah, we will. Oh my God, what? We will.
Oh, it's spoken.
Yeah, it's so broken. We will turn it back to you, chat. Any other questions you have? If not, we'll move right into the next section. I know that there hasn't been much time from here to, you know. But yeah, if you guys have any question for Flock Mistress, Moiku, what is your longest sub streak? Someone that you have.
That somebody that has like subbed for the longest.
That you have subbed to. A channel you have subbed to, like your longest sub streak.
Oh, okay. That would probably be. Oh gosh, who would that be? Probably Nelson, Yuka's Legion 2. He's on the Soulbright team. He plays a lot of Dark Souls.
Oh, cool.
I was subbed to him for like 2.5 years. I only recently had to end it just due to financial difficulty, which kind of sucks.
Well, cool. Passive Shift says, "Who was the first guild hero that you got to watch?" And I would actually like to take over this question and say, because I think I know the answer of like who the guild hero was that you first watched. But after you joined the team and started looking through, who was the first one that you sort of looked at?
Okay.
No pressure or anything, you know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So now I have to really think because I try to do it all at the same time where I try to catch everybody online. So who was the first one that I watched? Obviously, Wyvern, when he extended the invitation to me to join the Guild Heroes, was the first Guild Hero member that I watched. But I would dare say that once in the team and I came back to streaming, I would have to say that you are probably the first person that I checked out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on the team.
On the team page?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, awesome. I'm so glad you did. And that you joined the heroes, of course. All right, do we Kitty the Nico asks, Flock Mistress, why is your name Flock Mistress?
Well, I didn't start out as the Flock Mistress, actually. I was known for a couple of years as Miss Ayame. And my channel was really known for Bloodborne because we did a lot of PvP and stuff in there, aside from the survival horror stuff. The change recently happened in like December. It was around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty new.
It's just about 6 months ago. Okay.
Yeah, and it was more because it's like, okay, Miss Ayame is cute and all, but it doesn't really incorporate who we are as a community and who I am as a person. So knowing me, and I have 4 birds, I have a dove, a chicken, and 2 parakeets. That's a flock. This is my flock. My followers in my community is my flock. And mistress, meaning as in somebody who is in control of said situation, not necessarily the dirty definition of mistress.
Well, yeah.
So since I am the streamer and I'm in control of said situation, mistress seemed appropriate. And therefore Flock Mistress was born.
Oh, that's perfect. That's like the perfect reason to have a name change in the first place. And
yeah.
it so beautifully fits the theme of your channel. Which is really awesome. So Kitty the Nico, that's your answer right there. Savage Dragon, why did you want to join the Guild Heroes? I don't think you've answered this yet, but yeah, why did when Wyvern extended the invitation, why did you want to pick up on that? I was
actually extended the invitation back in 2016. And I accepted because I really like Wyvern and I like his content and I enjoyed like the idea of bolstering community and not being like, you get some streamers that are just very like cutthroat about their growth, and Wyvern was very approachable and very like really nice to talk to. And I wanted that, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to have a support network of other people who were going through like the same quote unquote struggles
Absolutely.
that I was going through as they were growing. So it was unfortunate though that when I accepted the invite, I wasn't really active as a streamer because I was going through some things with my masters and my personal life that kept me from having the time.
Right.
But now that I'm here, I'm taking full advantage of helping not only my own channel grow, but helping the Guild Heroes grow.
Absolutely. Well, perfect. Awesome. So that was from Savage Dragon. So that is the reason behind the joining of the Guild Heroes. And I'm trying to find another one, but there's a lot of memeing going on in chat right now. Smear says, why do you like sailboats so much?
Why do I like what?
Why do you like sailboats so much?
Oh, okay. So when things get uncomfortable, I'm very socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to take the attention away from whatever awkward situation is happening. I'll usually ask one of two questions. I'll usually ask, do you like sailboats? And people are like so taken aback. They're like, what? Or I'll ask if you want a bologna sandwich. I don't use the bologna sandwich so much like on stream because the sailboats thing has kind of become a channel meme.
Okay.
But the bologna sandwich thing is like something that I will say in person quite often.
Oh, perfect. So that's the reason, Smears. Joker Girl asks, what is your favorite ship? And I ain't talking about boats.
My favorite ship.
I'm assuming she means like mostly in the anime scene where you ship two characters to be together or something. You like, oh, I ship that. Like a relationship.
About like hentai stuff?
No, I don't think we're explicitly talking about hentai stuff. I think we're mostly just talking about like moving right away from that.
Sailboats? I love sailboats.
All right, moving right along. Mishka asks, and I love this question, Mishka, what's your favorite part of streaming?
My favorite part of streaming is just the laughs that I can have with the community. Sometimes stupid shit will happen to me in the game that shouldn't happen. Like games bug out more often than they should. I think it's just because of my luck. And with the community there to see that and just like laugh at me, or just like the type of gameplay, like if you are looking for somebody that has like tier 1 top-notch gameplay, I am not that person.
Right. not skill driven.
No. So
same,
a lot of times
same.
things fail, and when they fail, it just, I don't know, I enjoy when that happens. So I'd have to say that's my favorite, is when shit goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, perfect. Okay, Mr. Cookie has a question. Oh, I love this. This is a perfectly timed question. What games are you hyped about that are coming out soon? I mean, E3 just happened, so
yes,
there's probably a couple of ones in there.
Yeah, I'm excited about the new Tomb Raider.
Oh, me too.
I am intrigued about this Cyberpunk game. And
the 2077 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Like, it looks like Mass Effect and like Destiny had a baby. So kind of, at least that's the vibe that I picked up from it. I never was really into Destiny, but I love Mass Effect so much that I would be willing to give it a go. And aesthetically, it looks jaw-dropping. So
yeah, absolutely. Yes, perfect.
Then there was another game. Oh, the Catherine remake.
Wait, there's a Catherine remake?
Yeah, they're doing like a Catherine remaster. I don't know if you ever played Catherine. It was available on PS3 and
yeah, I didn't play it, but I heard a lot of my friends really enjoyed it. I just never got my hands on a copy.
Yeah, that's like another one of my top games. It's that game. Whew,
oh, that's awesome! I didn't know that they were that they were coming out with a remaster. That's awesome. Now I'm hyped. Son of a gun. All right. Wait. Sans question got purged. Let's see.
Oh, are we purging questions? Are people being...
No. There's a meme on my channel where a couple of my viewers like to get timed out by my mods for some reason. Okay, let me get back to my place. No, it was not a real question in the first place. Passive, we just sort of answered that question. No, yeah, we just answered that question. Did you follow E3 this year? And, if yes, the game. So you're not looking forward to Fallout 76?
I am, but I have reservations. Like,
exactly.
I'm sure it's going to be better than Fallout 4. Anything will be better than Fallout 4, to be honest. But I am withholding my excitement because any game that I get like super excited about usually lets me down really, really hard.
Yep. I can see that. Protecting your expectations.
Yeah, I gotta protect my heart. I don't want my heart broken.
Gotta put that cage up, gotta put that fence up, the privacy fence. All right, let me see. We're talking about your shirt. It is Luna, I believe,
yes,
right?
Luna from Sailor Moon.
From Sailor Moon. Kitty the Nico says, if I was looking for a new anime, what would you recommend? And before you answer this, we're going to stop taking questions so we can move on to the next beefier part of the interview. And we will have a separate section at the very end for more questions. So if you have a question and we're not going to get to it, don't worry about it. Anyway, please continue.
Which question? The one...
if he asks, if I was looking for a new anime, what would you recommend? I don't know if you watch a whole lot of anime. But...
I do, but it's usually the really cutesy girly stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Wouldn't like it. So like I watch things like Princess Tutu, and because it's about birds, and I think there was like a Princess Jellyfish one that I like. And there's the Modica Magica or whatever.
Oh, Madoka Magica. Oh my god.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
That was good.
I like Full Metal Panic. But yeah, if you're looking for like good, beefy, manly anime, I am not the person to consult.
Well, all right. So there you go. Solch, I'm sorry, I skipped right over your question. Who do you think will lose the July challenge? I'm assuming lose at this. I'm gonna go raise my hand. I'm assuming lose in this situation means that we're gonna be paying like at least $100.
Oh, easy.
Because you're doing what, $5? $5 a fuck, and I'm also doing $5 a fuck.
Yeah. It's essentially, it's going to be this. I'm gonna mute my mic, and that's gonna be.
Perfect. Just silent stream. See, you got those strats. All right, let me see. Okay, real question. Sans asks, Catherine or Catherine with a K?
Catherine with a C. I cosplayed as her when I did a playthrough of that. So when the remaster comes out, I'll be actually cosplaying as Catherine with a K.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. I need to play it, I guess. And looking for more. Oh no. Okay, no, I don't think we have any more questions. Let's see. All right, let's move right along, shall we? Thank you, chat. We will have another section of chat questions in just a few minutes.
I like how Solch says that that's cheating if I mute my mic.
It's cheating. I mean, hey, there were no stipulations on muting of mics.
I know.
As well as having like a big buzzer right next to your mic that you whenever you feel it coming on. So this next section is going to be about your streaming background, and this is like really the meat and potatoes of the interview. What made you decide to start streaming?
It was actually a bet. I lost a bet.
Are you serious? That's amazing.
Yeah. So I work at a bar. I bartend at this bar that I call Thought Nation. Because it's an 18 and up bar where, people go to hook up essentially. And
nice.
If you say so. And I met this guy there. This first streamer that I had talked about earlier, his name's X, and he would go and he would be in his rave gloves, this LED hat or whatever. He was a really kind of different person, and he would chit chat with me, harmless chit chat. As a bartender, you talk to everybody.
Of course,
what you do. So that's how I met him. And he's like, after getting to know him after I would say a few months. He's like, I think you would have a really great personality for streaming. I was like, what the fuck is streaming? He's like, you never heard of Twitch? I was like, no. He's like, okay, so you play video games, people watch you, and you have fun. I was like, who is gonna want to watch me play video?
Exactly.
Like, who does that? No, because then I have to like entertain people, and I have to like
exactly.
I would rather sit in my pajamas and be able to scratch my crotch in peace without having to worry about that kind of thing. And he's like, no, really. He's like, I bet that if you streamed for a week, that you would have, I would say, at least 100 followers. I was like, 100 people within a week. I was like, how often do I have to stream? He's like, you'd have to stream at least like 3 hours a day. He's like, for at least 5 days. So we'll say 5 days, 100 followers by the end of it. And I bet you would have that. I'm like, and if I don't, he's like, then you don't have to keep streaming. But if you do, then you need to keep streaming.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fine, let's go. So first streams were on the PS4 app because I didn't have like a webcam or anything like that to set up like I do now. And by the end of the first 5 days, I had well over 500 follows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
So I was like, oh, okay, so this is a thing now. And I guess I should kind of invest money into this because it was fun. I enjoyed it. And it just went. And like for the first year, my channel grew like a ridiculous amount. But then I had to take that hiatus because of my masters and stuff.
Yeah. So. And IRL stuff gets in the way far too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. So you lost a bet and you were like, fine, this is fun. I'm going to keep doing this and invest the time and money and effort. And it looks like it's really paying off.
I'm hoping so.
But yeah, awesome. Okay. So those are your reasons for starting to stream. Not so much a decision, but kind of like a forced your hand kind of deal.
Yeah, and it's like not that I minded because it was something to do. Because like that first week or whatever, I was like, okay, this is weird. Like I didn't have a cam. I would just stream with the PS4 app, and people would talk, and I would answer, and it was just crazy. I can't even remember what I was playing at first. I think one of the very first games I ever streamed was I Am Bread. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, and
that fits in nicely with our next question.
Rage-inducing.
Yes, it is. So, yes, it is.
I think people just like listening to how profane and vulgar my language could be. Is I think is what people enjoyed about it.
Absolutely. Well, all right. That's a nice little segue into our next question. What was the very first game you streamed?
Yep.
Which I Am Bread is what you said, and I think earlier you said
Outlast was
Outlast. Yeah, it was around like the first sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Cookie, I Am Bread is a very difficult game where you are a piece of bread. You control all four corners to move across a map, say it's like a kitchen or a bathroom or whatever, to get toasted with becoming with like the least amount of contamination as possible.
Yeah, you can't touch the floor. You can't like drag yourself through the kitchen sink and stuff like that. Like you had to stay as clean as possible, and then you had to toast not only one side but both sides. You had to manage
both sides have to be 100% toasted. Oh my god, that's the worst. Okay, I don't want to talk about that game anymore.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, we sort of already answered the first game question with I Am Bread and Outlast. What are the like? What are the other sort of games you played in that first like month of streaming, if you can remember?
I played Alien Isolation.
Nice.
I played some Minecraft. I played, I think it was Arkham City. Is that the name of it that came out then?
3 years ago, probably Arkham City. Yeah, Arkham Asylum came out a bit earlier than that, I think.
Yeah, I want to say it was the Arkham City.
We did have Catwoman in it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's City.
So, and what else did I stream? I streamed like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of ESO when the game first launched.
Oh.
And I felt like MMOs are not my thing. So I was like, oh,
me neither.
So we'll see what it's like, you know? And I didn't realize that I had to put myself into a private party because if people walked by you, they could talk to you. And so I'm running through this town and there's this guy literally following me. He can't obviously know I'm streaming, following me and just like singing. I don't even know what he was singing, but it was the most obnoxious song I've ever heard.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
God.
you need to shut the fuck up. Like, he can't hear me because my audio is being picked up for streaming,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, he literally was like providing a soundtrack that I didn't know I needed. So that kind of turned me off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. All right. So that's cool. So just like you had a whole like cornucopia of games that you played.
Yeah,
You you were variety right from the very start.
Oh yeah, right from the very start. I
That's
don't
awesome.
specialize in a game. Like, I didn't really get to like be considered as like a single game streamer until I really got into Bloodborne.
Right.
And
right.
then it was like thousands of hours in Bloodborne, like the building of the, you know, the characters and the PvP and the progressing through the Chalice dungeons. And I hosted a tournament at one point which had a pretty decent turnout, you know, where I provided the first person winner with, I think it was like $300 that was supported by the community, and like it was sponsored and all this other stuff. It was what really grew the channel.
Nice. Well, that's really good. Really cool. Well, all right. Moving on to our next question. What game brought you out of your comfort zone? And this can be speaking like this is the streaming background section, but you can, I mean, it can be pre-Twitch or off stream as well. But yeah, well, is there a particular game that you played that you never would have played any other time, but it really like was just off the wall sort of deal?
Yeah. Everybody kept saying I needed to play Hotline Miami.
Okay.
And I gave it a go, and even though it made me salty as all hell, I fell in love with it. I loved the music because I'm not a big pixel art fan. Like,
Oh, really? Okay.
no, I'm not. It needs to be amazing everywhere else, because to me, I need to be not only visually stimulated, but it needs to have a good storyline. It needs to have like good music, and the controls can't be janky as all hell.
Absolutely.
And this really brought all of that together. And I was actually really, really surprised at how much I enjoyed that game, because I would not have thought twice about playing it if it hadn't been suggested on stream and somebody didn't gift me the copy.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Very cool. So Hotline Miami, that's a game I have not played yet, but I recently got my hands on a copy of 1 and 2. Did you play the second one?
I did. I have yet to finish the second one because that I don't even want. I don't even want it right now.
Well, all right. So Hotline Miami 1 is completed. Hotline Miami 2 is on a hiatus. So the next question is about being affiliated. Yeah, how did you feel when you first became affiliate, when you first got that email? Now, I don't know, you probably, when did they start that? April 2016?
Yeah.
They started adding people in.
Yeah, I was actually, when they announced the whole affiliate program, I was kind of surprised at what the standards were compared to what the standards are for partner.
Exactly. Yeah, I think at the same time when they announced affiliate, didn't they like change them and like actually like lowered them down for partner? I think.
Yeah. And back in the Bloodborne days, I had applied for partnership 3 times because I had the numbers.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I was declined all 3 times. So that kind of like shot me in the foot motivation wise.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would.
And like just with wanting to stream, I was like, all right, well, it's more about who you know and not your numbers.
Right.
So that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, to be completely transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And when they rolled out the affiliate program, I wasn't really streaming at the time because I was still working on my master's.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? It's an emote. I can get an emote or 3 emotes or whatever. And that way, when I do stream, the community has something. You know,
oh yeah,
we have
absolutely.
or whatever. And I was like, in that way, because like I've had long time supporters. Like before the affiliate, I had Game Wisp or whatever. And I've had subscribers through that. So it was nice to be able to, you know, when I got break between classes, to snatch that. So like I returned to streaming. It was some week in June, and I had it 7 days. So
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you just sort of hop back on it, hit the grind for just a little bit longer, and got that because you already had the 50 followers down years ago at that point. And what is it like? Stream an average of like 12 hours a week or something like that.
It was like
12
7
hours a month.
consecutive streams in like 30 days and so many like concurrent viewers and things like that.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. Okay, so it was more of a why not go for it and have a little extra something to add to the community.
And it's grown since then. I mean, we're hoping, the flock is hoping for partnership. We're
absolutely
kind of working toward that. And it's difficult as a variety streamer because it's like I've noticed that when I stream Darkest Dungeon, which is a game that I focused on for a little bit, you become known for that.
Yeah.
And that's when you get the majority of your numbers.
You draw new people in, and then you keep playing that game for a while, and then, you're like, all right, well, time to play something different. And, not everyone likes to watch other games. Some people use Twitch specifically for the one game they love,
Yep.
But
and
definitely.
So what I'm trying to do is like make sure that when I play different games that people are there for me and my personality, not necessarily the gameplay.
Exactly. It helps that, maybe the gameplay is not the most fantastic skill-based kind of thing.
Especially in my case, it's pretty bad.
Well, all right, that's the affiliation question, and we're moving on to the very last question that I have planned. It is what are your goals long-term, short-term for your channel? So like take it your long-term goals, I'm assuming, your short-term goals I'm assuming are partner, because you've been pushing for that for a minute. I
mean, we're still a ways off because it's like I'm still having problems getting consistent hours. Trying to find a schedule that will work with everything that I have going on.
Well, especially with your wedding coming up.
Yeah, my wedding is December 1st. If I'm partnered by then, I hope to stream it on Twitch.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I thought it would be really cool too. It's like
I'd watch. I'd be everybody down.
Yeah, and it just my PhD starts in July, so it's going to be difficult managing that along with my photography business and everything else. So I'm really hoping that this can be sustainable, because it would be nice that this would be what helps me, take care of finances in addition to my photography. So that way I don't have to go to a 9-to-5, you know what I mean? And be at home
exactly,
with my son
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
take care of my family.
Well, okay. That is so your goals are basically partner by December.
Well, ideally, if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be upset, because we're
absolutely
regardless. So
well, I mean, you've got a great community, you've got a great stream going on, and I mean, it'll happen when it happens, I guess. But if you could stream your wedding, that'd be dope. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that's those are all the questions I have for you. We're gonna open it back up to chat for just a little while, because I know you are gonna start streaming soon, and it's now 7 o'clock for you.
6.
If I'm 6. Oh, it's 6. Oh,
remember, I couldn't tell time.
That's right.
And I told everybody this interview started now.
Guys, everyone in chat, time zones suck. Let me tell you, time zones suck.
Because I can't tell time.
we will open up. Sulch almost missed it. Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks, Sulch. I appreciate it.
But yeah, we'll open it up back to you guys if you have any closing questions or things you thought of during that last section. Feel free to pop them in chat, and we'll get them answered for you. We'll get the answers to your burning questions.
Can you show me your bobs?
show Bobs and Vagine.
Yes.
Passive Shift, full of questions today. Any guilty pleasure games which we do not know of? Any games you play offline that you wouldn't ever stream because they're sort of whatever, for whatever reason?
Yes and no.
Tell us your secret.
So Minecraft obviously is I love Minecraft.
Right.
But the best part for me in Minecraft is just getting a diamond pickaxe and then going down into like underground and then just doing strip mines like that. It's so boring. Like nobody, I would never stream it because it's not fun to watch. Like literally you go down, you build a 2x2 hallway, and then you go down every 2 brick or every 2 blocks and just dig as far as you can till you hit lava and come back. And that way everything, you can see everything that's down there. It's just, to me, it like helps sate my obsessive compulsive tendencies, because then I know exactly what materials and resources are down there. And I don't know, I like getting lost and building a huge like catacomb strip mine. So
well, yeah, it's like it's cathartic. It's a way to like, you just go about it and you grind it out, and you don't have to talk, you don't have to think about it, you just do it. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Minecraft.
I can't think of any games that I play that I wouldn't be willing to play on stream.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would be, everything that's in my library, I would be willing to play on stream.
Right. As long as it's not banned on Twitch. Like all those Honey Pop games.
Yeah, I don't own anything like that. Oh, they scare me.
They scare me.
They scare me.
Blue Spoons asks, will you co-op Daddy Dating with Josh, the Dream Daddy game?
When that game launched, I dressed up in drag.
Oh, nice.
I did a whole stream where I did all my makeup, and my inspiration was George Michael, and I tried to look like George Michael. And then I played Dream Daddy, and I even did like a voice changer so that I sounded like a dude.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
You would have to dress up like a woman.
That's fine.
All right. I could totally help you contour your face. You have the bone structure for it.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you. I've been complimented on my bone structure before. But yeah, that was a game that was gifted yesterday.
It's a good game. It is a lot of reading.
It's a lot of different voices and different characters. Moiku asks, any games that everyone seems to love but you hate/don't get? Fantastic question. I love this question.
PUBG. I don't understand the draw. Like, from what I understand, it's buggy as fuck, that the community is toxic, and the gameplay is nothing new. It's the same thing like Call of Duty and every other first person shooter.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand the craze about it.
Oh, but wait, you can get third person if you want.
Like I don't I don't understand.
No, I can understand that, definitely. But yeah, any other ones, any other sort of like genres? What about like genres of games? I'd like to extend it out to that of like, is it battle royales in general that you're just like, what the fuck are we even doing?
Probably most first person shooters. I guess I don't have enough testosterone in my body to really enjoy them.
Okay, cool. Mishka really likes what you do in Minecraft, definitely.
Oh, nice.
Passive Shift. Which anime would you want a game of, and that doesn't already have a game surrounded by it? So Sailor Moon is out.
Because it has a game, but it's not a good game. Like, can we get a good Sailor Moon?
So you want a better Sailor Moon game?
Yeah. Or let's see, anime wise, that doesn't have a game. Everything I think really already has a game. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? No.
Thank you. Hot fruit is gross. Oh, you don't like fruit at all.
Fruit period is gross.
That is a very interesting thing. Flock Mistress is unique in being in my life and being the only person that's been like, nah fam, like fuck fruit.
I'm sorry,
that shit's
but
gross.
I don't like to eat ripened ovaries of plants. I don't want to put some juicy sex organ in my mouth. I'm good.
So Flock Mistress is gonna have scurvy at some point.
No, I like the taste. I supplement my vitamin C.
That's perfect.
Like,
that's perfect.
Don't stick fruit in my mouth. I'll beat you.
Naughty says, how long were you streaming before you made back the money you put into your initial setup? So initial setup, I believe you just turned on your PS4 and started going with it. But
yeah. So and then when I started expanding, my community bought me my webcam, which is still the same webcam that I use.
Oh, perfect.
my community bought me my Elgato capture card. They foot the bill for a lot of the stuff.
That's awesome.
It wasn't until maybe last December that I really put money into a new rig and spent roughly $2,300 on a new PC.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, cool. All right, let's see. We already answered pineapple on pizza is gross. It's the general consensus with the world. Cookie, we did already answer the what's your favorite type of game? That was in the beginning. And that is psychological horror, correct?
Yes.
Or like horror games in general.
Oh yes. All the spoops.
People that eat pineapple on pizza are subhuman. I agree. Digital Deviant.
Please.
Smears asks, Gotchi stream coming up? I don't understand what Gotchi is.
Gotchi, oh god. Gotchi is kind of like a parody on a gay porn that we kind of reference a lot in my channel.
Okay.
Billy Harrington is kind of an idol, and he passed away recently, so we've been doing a lot of Gotchi based streams. So like I'll put song request on, and chat will put Gotchi remix of popular songs on, and we rock out to Gotchi. It's hard to explain without demonstrating. So sometime you'll have to come in when we're doing a Gotchi stream, and you will have to see for yourself.
All right. I think myself and everyone else that has not already been to one, I think our interest is piqued. Why does your chat call you Donna?
Dana,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. My birth name is Donna Marie. I own my business, Donna Marie Photography, blah, blah, blah. It's spelled Donna. My mother is not from here. She's from the Philippines, and English is her second language, and she still has a very strong accent. Mm-hmm. But so I tell these stories about my mom on occasion, and she will consistently call me Dana. She even spells my name out as Dana. So it's become this thing because whenever my mom will talk to me, she'll be like, Dana, you don't want to date these. They only want one thing from you. And it's like, okay, mom. Like one time I went to New York City with a bunch of girls as a photography business excursion. You know, I brought a bunch of models down. We did a whole bunch of photos down there and whatnot.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
She calls me. She's like, Dana, you got to be careful because there's this guy. He's murdering these women down there. I'm like, what do you mean, mom? She's like, he's murdering the hooker. I'm like, are you trying to call me a hooker? Like, why would I have to worry about being murdered if I am not a hooker? You know, like, thanks, mom. She's like, Dana, just, and like, so that is why chat will call me Dana. There's like all kinds of commands and stuff like that for it in the channel.
Well, all right. That's a very, very good story. I really like that a lot. Passive shift. What? I don't.
Oh, it's a Bloodborne. So do you call the whirligig saw a pizza cutter or giant Oreo? I just call it the whirligig. I don't really have any special nicknames, for the weapons. But my favorite weapon in Bloodborne and what I was known for is actually the burial blade.
I haven't played Bloodborne yet. I don't.
Oh,
well, I don't get the reference. I will after I play Dark Souls 2 and 3. So hopefully soon. Mr. Cookie asks, what's the one place you would love to visit?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu?
Yes. I want to go there and see all the llamas and take pictures of all the old structures and stuff there. I think it'd be really, really pretty.
I'm sure. Absolutely. All right, chat. I'll give you another I say a minute and a half for more questions, and then we'll call it a day. We'll let Dana get on her streaming. And if I get out of argument, yeah. We'll any other questions? About 15 seconds left. I know I shortened it on you. I'm such an asshole.
It's okay. I'm not worried. Oh god. Now my community is trolling me. They're like, why are you mad at Bobby for having traffic like powers? Okay, listen. This is gonna get me into a rant that I'm sure that Ruski doesn't want to hear. So
I mean, I'm fine with it. Dana, okay, you say whatever you need.
My fiance and I were on our way back from grocery shopping or something, and the light was still red that we were approaching. And he's like, watch this, I can change this light. And he blows toward the light. And I was like, are you serious right now? How old are you? And he's like, it's gonna change. It's gonna change. And like it changed to green. He's like, see, I did that. I was like, no, this is confirmation bias. I was like, this does not work this way. And like I started going off on this tangent. And I was like, even if it was somehow feasible, the fact that your breath could not pass through the windshield is also, an existing issue.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, everything passes through everything. And he's like, because they're particles, they're gonna pass through valence electrons and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, don't even try to pull that science shit, because that's all fake news. Like that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Okay,
So
it's obvious that you're just jealous of his powers at this point. That's a very funny joke. Magical traffic wizard. I like that a lot. That
Chad
sounds like.
just thinks it's funny how easy I get triggered at stupid shit like that, because I'm so like, I try to be very mythological. I like, words are escaping me right now. I'm so triggered.
Methodical on your yes. Okay.
And logical about things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Bobby is just, he's so carefree and whimsical. He's the complete opposite of me when it comes to that. He's kind of like he reminds me to breathe every once in a while,
Okay.
because I'm so serious. And you may not think that when you see me on stream, because I'm always laughing, joking, or cracking dick jokes or whatever.
Mhm.
But in person, I'm a pretty serious person. And he is the reminder that it's good to laugh. So
Yeah, that's perfect. It's the yin to your yang.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The great equalizer. Well, that's awesome. I think that's a great note to end it on. Flock Mistress, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. I love doing the Guild Hero interviews. I love getting to know you guys more as people and as streamers. Because honestly, we don't have enough time to talk to each other. Like, we just don't. We're all so busy with everything. But yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to check Flock Mistress's stream out, which how could you not after hearing all the wonderful things that we've been talking about, Savage Dragon has just put the link in chat, and you are going live shortly, correct? Is that right, Flock Mistress?
Oh, sorry, somebody used a command in my chat, and now all I hear is George Michael.
That's awesome. I need to get some of those set up with like the noise stuff. But yeah, we're gonna let you go.
All right.
And you can do your whole stream thing. Are you still planning on starting now, or are you gonna start at 7 for you?
No, I'm probably gonna just start up now.
Perfect.
Grab myself another drink, and we're gonna play some Dead by Daylight.
Nice.
And try to see how not trashed here I am.
Well, perfect. Well, if you want to go find out the great mystery of how exactly trash it is, yeah, I'll be hosting her very shortly. So we're gonna go ahead and say our goodbyes. Goodbye, Flock Mistress.
Bye,
Have a
everybody.
great one.
Thanks,
thank you so
Risky.
much. Absolutely. And I'm gonna mute everything. I'm gonna put my BRB back up, and we good to go. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Bye.